We have rain and thunderstorms moving in tonight. OU Nightly weather experts are tracking it. An incident occurred today involving a Norman school bus. We'll give you the details. And Norman citizens hit the polls tomorrow to vote on the future of Norman Public Schools. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Jimmy Wicks.
And I'm Amaya Ward. We begin tonight with a chance of strong storms overnight.
OU meteorologists are tracking rain and thunderstorms set to come in tonight. But let's first get a look at the forecast from Andrew Messersmith.
That's right, guys. We are going to see some rain chances tonight. But first, look at what a beautiful day we are having out here. Everyone in Oklahoma has seen temperatures in the 60s. And looking out at the campus cam, you can see it is just a beautiful, clear day out there. Everyone's having a good time, except maybe the Eagles fans. But we are going to see those rain and storm chances increase. 100% chance of rain for the state. And for our weather headlines, it's going to be a windy Valentine's Day. We're going to see a midweek temperature change. It's going to cool off a little bit. And we're going to have severe chances for the southeast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew. Some tense moments this morning when Norman Public School bus ended up in a crash. As you could see from this video from our partners at News 9, the incident took place on Eagle Cliff Drive, just off of 12th Avenue.
So this morning, just after 8 o'clock, we responded to what was reported to be an injury collision on Eagle Cliff here in Norman. When officers arrived with medical personnel, they determined it was a non-injury collision. It involved a school bus and an SUV. There were children on the bus, but nobody was injured.
There's no word on what might have caused the crash.
Tomorrow, Norman residents will head to the polls to vote in a city election. One of the items on the ballot, a bond to increase funding for the Norman Public Schools Aviation Academy. OU Nightly's Olivia Dague spoke with the director of the school and students to see what this could mean for the future of the program.
Amaya, when Oklahoma Aviation Academy opened their doors in August, they already have over 100 students enrolled. Now, if this bond passes tomorrow, they'll have even more space for their growing class sizes.
We need space to grow.
Terry Adams, the Academy's director, says they hope the new space could accommodate up to 700 students. The bond issue allocates $350 million to Norman Public Schools, with some of that money in mind to build a standalone facility for the Oklahoma Aviation Academy. Currently, OU is renting classrooms to the academy at Mack's Westheimer Airport. And with the aviation industry also growing in Oklahoma, the need for people to fill these careers is immense.
While oil and gas is certainly our largest industry by far, aviation can avoid some of those boom and bust cycles that they experience.
Not only could investing in aviation education help the state's economy, students understand how the industry could benefit them, too.
Once I heard how much money was involved, I thought it would have been a really good career path because it would have set me up for success and a good paycheck, really.
Again, if this bond passes tomorrow, this academy will use state funds and that bond money to create a new facility with science labs, places to fly indoor drones, and lecture halls. Reporting in Norman, Olivia Dague, OU Nightly.
Some Norman residents might have early voted last week, but for those who haven't cast their ballot, the polls are open tomorrow at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. In addition to the Aviation Academy, the $350 million bond will allow new all-school fine arts supporting venues at the top of the new multi-sport athletic stadium. You can cast your vote on the bond tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can find your polling location at oklahoma.gov.
Governor Kevin Stitt is back from his trip to Washington, D.C. last weekend, and it looks like the Republican governor found a common ground with a Democratic president. OU Nightly's Noah Mack spoke with the governor about his visit and is live in Washington to tell us more. Noah.
That's right. The governor was here at the White House. Meeting with the president for the National Governors Association, the winter meeting. And I spoke to him on Saturday, and he had some positive remarks to say about his meeting with the president.
Governor Stitt was one of 4 governors to ask a question to the president during a White House meeting. And remarkably, the two political opposites seemed to find some common ground.
I was asking the president, let's take our foot off the brake and allow more innovation. Let's let the free market flourish and to meet the needs of Americans.
And the governor was pleased with the president's response.
We're kind of all on the same page because as the nation's governors, we're trying to make sure that we are providing better services for our citizens. That means lower electricity costs, lower costs at the fuel pump. And so the president agreed with us and told me we need to work on those things.
President Joe Biden appeared to open the door to a less contentious energy debate during his State of the Union address.
We're still going to need oil and gas for a while. But guess what? No, we do. But there's so much more to do.
The governor said he is pleased that there appears to be room for a bipartisan discussion about energy policy.
We're going to need oil and gas for the foreseeable future. And so it goes into everything that we make. It doesn't mean we don't need more of everything and we can't talk about clean energy. It's exciting when you can sit down and talk with one another and it's not so political and this side versus this side or shirts versus skins. Let's just sit down and let's focus on making the U.S. the strongest country in the world.
Well, the governor ended his trip here at the White House again with the president for a formal dinner, and headed back to Oklahoma that night in time for the Super Bowl. Reporting live from Washington, Noah Mack, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Noah. Those at the U.S. southern border are saying they are seeing a change in those trying to cross the border illegally. Becca Yanez has this update and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
Border Patrol is reporting that they are seeing the lowest levels of those trying to illegally cross in nearly 2 years. The agency made less than 130,000 apprehensions in January. That's down 42% from December. Officials say a new program that allows some migrants to apply for entry from their home countries is contributing to the drop in border crossings. Over in Israel, over 100,000 protesters gathered outside the parliament in Jerusalem, making this one of the largest demonstrations in the city. Recent legislation allows for a judicial overhaul, which many have deemed a threat to democracy. If enacted, political control over the Israeli Supreme Court will become much more accessible. And the CDC said suicide rates are higher than ever amongst teenage girls. 57% of teen girls felt persistently sad or hopeless in 2021. That's double the rate for teen boys. Nearly a third of teen girls seriously considered attempting suicide. In addition, 1 in 7 teen girls said they at some point had been forced to have sex, and nearly 1 in 5 had experienced sexual violence in the past year. If you or someone you know needs mental health assistance, call the local hotline, 988 for help. Amaya and Jimmy?
Thanks, Becca. The Oklahoma City Police Department is asking for your help after a car theft.
We'll bring you more details after the break.
The biggest day for sales for shower shops across the nation is tomorrow.
Learn how a local florist are planning for the holiday. The Oklahoma City Police Department is looking for a woman who they say bought a vehicle fraudulently. OU Nightly's Morgan Martin joins us live in the studio with what investigators know about this suspect right now.
White-collar crimes investigators say a woman used a stolen identity to take home a new car. Take a look. OCPD is asking the public to identify this individual who fraudulently obtained a vehicle. If you know this person, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers immediately. Now, switching gears, one Oklahoma City author is empowering women to navigate the world of money through finance and politics. Ornea Jawade is using her professional expertise in her new book, Face Your Money Fears. Her goal for this book is avoiding the typical finance lingo and explains how women can be wise on spending. And we know what day it is tomorrow. Norman flower shops are working around the clock to fulfill orders. For Redbud Florals, they say a typical day includes 25 to 30 orders. But come Valentine's Day, that number is in the 400s. For co-owner Patrick Stewart, he says his team is busy.
It's just one of those holidays that we're appreciative of the business we get, but we like to try to just get through it, and manage the chaos.
Nationally, Americans spend $2 billion on Valentine's Day flowers each year. If you're planning on sending flowers, florists say order now before it's too late. Amaya, Jimmy.
Thanks, Morgan. 8 lucky students had the opportunity to compete for the crown.
Find out who ended their weekend as royalty when we come back. The sun has been out all day. Andrew, how long are we going to be able to enjoy these warm temperatures?
Well, we can expect warm temperatures for another couple days, but we can also expect the rain overnight tonight. We've got a lot to talk about coming up, so stick around. Well, welcome back. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Starting out with our rain chances tonight. When will you need your umbrella? Well, starting out at around midnight is when we can expect our first round of rain to come through, and it's going to move through relatively quickly. It's going to be mostly overnight, 3 a.m. through 6 a.m. By the time you're out the door, headed to school, headed to work by 9 a.m., it's going to be mostly out of the area. So let's take a look at what that looks like on our Futurecast radar. You can see this is 9:30 p.m. on Monday. We get that first couple showers, probably nothing really heavy. Might need your umbrella, rain jacket though if you're headed out this evening. And then overnight, this is 2:30. This is when we're going to see the bulk of our rainfall for the nighttime hours. And then you can see this line it gets pretty strong into the 5, 6 a.m. hours before it starts to clear out into your early morning on Tuesday. Now Tuesday, we are going to see quite a windy day. We've already got wind advisories out by the National Weather Service, and they are already forecasting winds up to 55 miles an hour gusts. You heard that right. It's going to be sustained in the 30s with gusts into the 40s all day long. And so here's a look at what that's going to look like. So here's that first round of thunderstorms that comes through overnight. This is 5 a.m. We're going to start seeing those wind gusts push through up into the upper 40s before a brief break into the early morning. And as that afternoon sunshine starts to heat up, it's going to be a very clear day tomorrow. We're going to see that wind out of the southwest into the upper 40s for wind gusts. But for Valentine's night, 7 p.m. headed out to dinner, it's going to cool down a little bit to 10 miles an hour for your wind gusts. So you won't have to worry too much about that. And it's going to stay overall breezy but not too windy as you head throughout the night. So for Valentine's, if you're headed out, Valentine's Day forecast, we've got 60 degrees around 5 p.m. You can see that wind starting to die down through the evening, and it's going to stay beautiful out there. Might just need a light jacket, nothing more than that, as we get down into the lower 50s. Now, we are also going to see a fire danger that comes along with this wind, and behind that front, we're going to see those drier dew points. So there is a moderate risk out for the Panhandle and parts of western Oklahoma. And also, now on Wednesday, this is Wednesday night, we're going to be looking at a mostly wind and hail threat for southeastern Oklahoma. Here's what that's going to look like. You can see this is 7:30 p.m. Wednesday is when we're going to start to see those showers and thunderstorms pop up. Southeastern Oklahoma, western part of the state should stay clear. Panhandle could see some snow showers, not going to be super impactful. And then that system is going to clear out as you go throughout your day Thursday. So for the rest of the 7-day forecast, here are those temperatures. We're staying in the 60s and 70s. This is February in Oklahoma. We're sitting here at 70 degrees as our high on Wednesday. It's just beautiful. But that cold front is going to bring us right back down where we belong into the 40s, into the 30s, and 20s at night as we head out into Friday. And then for the rest of our week, we're going to see those temperatures really increase back up into the 70s over the weekend. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew. Saturday night, the OU Black Student Association and African American Programs and Services held their annual OU Black Royalty Scholarship pageant. 8 contestants competed for the title to represent the Black community at OU and receive an academic scholarship. Each participant had a service initiative to participate during the pageant, and 2 women were selected as equal title holders. Jimmy, I know that football season is over, but now all the focus is back on hoops. Did you watch the game this weekend?
I did, and I was right there filming the whole thing, and I'll tell you what, they hung with them in the first half, but obviously that Kansas pedigree took over, and it kind of got ugly after that, but I was really proud of them so far.
I know. I was really upset to see them lose too, but I can't wait to see how Porter and the boys come back.
Right, but now let's pass it over to Loeffelholz for more on OU hoops.
Oklahoma women's basketball creeps closer towards the top of the Big 12, inching towards March. And OU men's basketball head coach Porter Moser addresses if Oklahoma really is his home. He'll tell you next. Hello, I'm Loeffelholz, and it's time for sports. In case you were living under a rock, the Super Bowl was Sunday night. Former Sooner Jalen Hurts tied a Super Bowl record with 3 rushing touchdowns and tallied 1 through the air as well. But the Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl 57 champions after defeating the Eagles 38-35, with Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes taking home Super Bowl MVP and a trip to the happiest place on earth to celebrate, Disneyland. Recent reports have linked men's basketball head coach Porter Moser to the soon-to-be vacant Notre Dame job. Moser addressed the rumors earlier today with the media. On the flip side for Sooner fans, Jimmy Wicks breaks down the Sooners' latest loss to the Kansas Jayhawks.
Another tough loss for the Sooners in the LNC, dropping one to Kansas 78-55, and that extends the conference losing streak to 7. And when you play the defending national champions, you can't make a mistake.
The storyline of the game is the decision-making and barrage of turnovers. 24 turnovers, 5 assists. I mean, say no more. To give a team, the defending national championship, that many turnovers, I thought everything from, like, we were trying to get 3-on-2, 2-on-1s, 2-on-1s. We threw a lob pass like almost over the backboard.
But despite the tough stretch, the senior leaders are pushing for their guys not to lose focus.
Is that we just need to keep telling the guys that if we go on a 4-game winning streak, we don't know. We might be right back in the tournament. Go win the Big 12 tournament or something. We just gotta stay positive and don't fight the coaches, don't fight the players. At the end of the day, we gotta play for one another and just play hard and just go out there and play like it's our last game every game.
And the Big 12 grind does not stop. OU will host K-State on Valentine's Day. Reporting from the LNC, Jimmy Wicks, OU Nightly.
Oklahoma women's basketball took a trip to the Little Apple and walked away with a dominant win. Liz Scott led the way with a season-high 20 points, followed by a cool 17-point performance from Maddie Williams. Sooners roll over the Wildcats 85-68. The Sooners now sit 1 game back at first place in the Big 12, behind the Texas Longhorns. The #1 softball team in the country started their season off with a bang as the Sooners go undefeated during their opening weekend. OU grabbed 5 wins, including 3 over top 20 opponents, as well as 3 run rule victories. Oklahoma heads to Waco for the Getterman Classic starting Friday against Longview. Jimmy, Amaya, is Sooner softball pulling off the three-peat?
Amaya, I definitely think they are the favorites. I mean, you saw what they did to the competition in that tournament. I mean, what was it, 3 run rules, a couple top 20 teams. I mean, they look incredible.
Oh my God, so incredible. I mean, I cannot wait. I know that they're missing Jocelyn, but I mean, Patty and the girls, they're prepared this season, and I can't wait to see where they go next.
Right. I think if any team has the tools to reload, it is OU softball. But speaking of stars, one star is making a comeback on the big stage yesterday.
That's right. That's right. I can't wait to see what happens next.
I'm Emmery Johnson at the OU Nightly Update Desk. A new bill recently proposed could help reduce the school staff shortages all Oklahoma schools are seeing right now. The bill would allow the districts to accept out-of-state licenses, and it would create an easier path for teachers for out-of-state to fill classrooms. Currently, the state requires out-of-state teachers to take the Oklahoma Subject Area Tests and practice performance assessment of teachers. Amaya, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, I heard that the Chiefs and Eagles went to a Rihanna concert last night.
Well, there's definitely more going on, like maybe like a Super Bowl, but you know what, well, that's fine.
Yeah, well, Rihanna put on a performance for the ages during the Super Bowl halftime show, like you mentioned. I mean, it was her first time hitting the stage since 2016. During her explosive performance, the singer revealed that she's expecting her 3rd child, shocking the world.
It feels great out today. I don't know about you, Amaya, but I really hope these warm temperatures stick around.
Me too. Let's kick it over to OU student meteorologist Andrew Messersmith for one last look at the weather.
Thanks, Amaya. Yeah, we are going to see warm temperatures this evening, whether you're staying in and rewatching the Rihanna concert, or maybe going out tonight to Campus Corner and enjoying the evening. We are going to see temperatures in the upper 50s through 9 p.m. And then taking a look again at our 7-day forecast. Once again, here's those rain chances overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday. And as we go throughout the week, that cold is going to make its way through the state Thursday and Friday before we start to warm back up into your weekend. There's your 7-day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew, and thank you all for watching OU Nightly. I'm Amaya Ward.
And I'm Jimmy Wicks. Be sure to tune in Monday through Friday at 4:30. We'll see you later.